Fall is the season of gathering that brings us together with warmth and color. So whether it's a birthday, anniversary, or a special event, celebrate your friends and family with a gorgeous bouquet of roses from 1-800-Flowers.com. 1-800-Flowers makes it easy to brighten someone's day with 24 multicolored roses for just $39.99. To get 24 multicolored roses for just $39.99, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/tune in. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/tune in.
Hey girl, it's your girl, Deandra,
Hey girl, it's Reatha.
and you are listening to the Coffee
Hills
and Conversation.
podcast.
And we are actually happy to announce that we're on episode 2.
Yes.
We have made it to episode 2.
Woohoo.
Yes. So before we get into our topic of the day, let's talk about our coffee of the day. What are we sipping on today, Reatha?
Girl, it's that McDonald's again. It's bomb. It's actually really good for me. I really like it.
It's really good for me.
It's good. I don't know. Because I honestly do have a thing for McDonald's coffee, especially the iced coffee.
Mm-hmm. Never
of course,
had
it's
it.
hot coffee, but it's good. I do want to try some other coffees. So if y'all got some coffees y'all want us to try, let us know.
Let us know. Hit us up. DM us. Let us know. Mine of the day is actually another pumpkin spice. I'm obsessed. Don't talk about me. But I got this from TJ Maxx, and I don't know the brand. It was just there. It said pumpkin. I picked it up and I brought it, and it's actually really good. And of course, my regular.
Try some pumpkin spice.
Girl, try some pumpkin spice. Get on it. And it's just my regular creamer. That's it. Nothing's fancy. I think that next time we should try those TikTok coffees. Get those syrups and all that, and try and be fancy with our coffee. And maybe we'll move on to, maybe we'll move into the iced coffee. Try and make our own little iced coffee at home.
Oh yeah, I'm so down.
Okay, cool.
I love me a good
I'll
iced
find
coffee.
a video and I'll text it to you, and we can practice.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, girl. We're gonna talk about the ghetto place that we all reside in.
Jesus.
Called working. We, out here with women with our own apartments. So what that means is that we have to find a way to furnish, but also continue to live in our humble abodes.
Pay rent, things like
pay
that.
Rent, yes, pay bills.
That they want every month.
Every month.
I don't understand.
On the first, but okay. In order to do that, we have to have jobs.
Lord. And
jobs and working is ghetto. So welcome to the ghetto.
Big trust.
So yeah, I'm over it. I'm overworking, over it all. I feel like this pandemic has really amplified how much I don't want to work.
Girl, you ain't lying.
Not that don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people lost their jobs over the pandemic. I don't take that for, I don't take for granted that I did have a job.
Yeah.
Right. I'm very thankful. But working from home and then having to go back into like office where I deal with people and patients and all that part is ghetto.
Girl, although I am thankful, being an essential worker and having to with the exception of I got sick and I had a cough and the doctor freaked out and sent me home for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Other than that, I've been working the entire pandemic, and I just feel like COVID has made people mean.
Absolutely.
And it's and I work in a certain area, so there's already a sense of privilege, but people are just downright mean.
Yes.
And you want it to not get to you, but dealing with them every single day is not the business.
At all. I definitely agree. So I ended up switching jobs where now I work at a hospital. And I work directly with patients, which it has been a long time since I worked directly with a customer or a patient because my job that I left, I worked only with my coworkers. I didn't work with anybody directly. It was just me, my coworkers, and Jesus.
Okay.
And which I enjoyed, but we gotta move up and move on. So that's what
Yeah.
I've been doing. Thank God for that. But anyways, my point was it has been a while since I worked directly with somebody face to face. And when I tell you the privilege that people hold in deep within their
Talk
spirit,
about it, girl.
it is so ridiculous. It literally does not make any freaking sense.
At all.
So one of my experiences was the place where I work. We have a late policy. If you're late after a certain amount of time, you have to reschedule your appointment. This place also stays very booked and busy. Okay.
Girl.
Very booked. It's not uncommon for you to ask for an appointment and have to wait 3 weeks. Now, I will say this is not like this is not a doctor's office. It's like regular medicine. It's a specialty. So it's like this certain specialty that you have, whatever. Anyway, I'm not trying to get into too many details, but anyway, you get the point. You gotta wait a minute for the appointment. That's my point. So this patient was late. I had to be all put on my and yes, I am so sorry about that. Unfortunately, that is office policy. But what I can do for you today is I can actually go ahead and reschedule you. They were actually fortunate enough that the doctor had a couple of days. I think they was late on a Tuesday. They were able to get in on Thursday or like a Wednesday.
Okay, that's not bad.
A Friday or whatever. But they weren't happy with that.
Of course not.
They decided to yell, scream, say that we don't know what we're doing. This is ridiculous. Okay. And I had to sit there and be like, I am sorry. I'm so sorry. But do you want the Friday appointment or not? They took it. But they yelled the entire time.
No other choice but to take it.
Right. So that's just one of I have plenty. I have a story that just happened this freaking Thursday that I could tell y'all about these people being like super. And then there was one time when this lady really yelled at me and I was like sitting here looking at her like I was confused. I was like, all right, ma'am, like, do you want to be seen or not? But it was to the point where one of the other patients was like, are you okay? Like nobody should be yelled at like that. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I laughed it off. And she was like, no, like that's not right for somebody to be yelled at in that way. And it's like what she was yelling about was not your fault. And I was like, you're right. I said it wasn't, but honestly, I have to be used to it. And she was like, nobody should be used to that. And I was like, oh, thank you, ma'am, for caring.
No, that's dope because a lot of people don't care.
Hello.
So that's actually
definitely
nice to have somebody that's like, girl, because I have stories for days about how people are. This one time I literally, and this is like, I think at the top of the pandemic, I got pretty much Karen'd at work. Like she was full on screaming at me. What? And, I maybe didn't handle it the best way that I could have, but I handled it a lot better than I would have had I been my old self. Hello?
Okay. Amen. Come on, girl.
Thank God for Jesus. But it's so interesting that people feel like they have the right to scream and yell and pretty much throw tantrums.
Right.
And, to get their way or to get whatever they need across. But my job needs to institute some kind of policy about when people are late because people will be late and they'll still get seen.
What?
Now, there are occasions where if they're too late, okay, we're going to have to reschedule. But my doctor's is a specialty as well. And they're like legit booked where right now consultations are like months out.
Wow. Okay.
But you have people that because of everything, especially, and it's because of COVID, it's because of the pandemic. Like our schedule is usually pretty busy, but it's not as busy, like as far out in advance.
Right.
But it's like, at the same time, I don't say this, but what I want to say is your emergency does not equate an emergency on my end. I understand that you want to get in as soon as you can.
Right.
But like for instance, he wasn't rude, but it's like I had this patient, he canceled his appointment the day of the appointment
Mhm.
and wanted me to get him in that next week.
Oh,
And I had
Lord.
already told him, I said, I will check, but I don't think there's anything next week because I tried to get another patient in and was told no.
Oh, Lord.
So I did my technical ask.
Your
Hey,
technical ass?
well, basically, it's like I basically prefaced the conversation with my coworker. I said, okay. So I told him I would ask you, but I already know the answer pretty much.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And she was just like, yeah, no. So I called him back. I said, I'm sorry. And then on top of that, you canceled the appointment the day of, and then you're traveling for the next couple weeks. So there's
So why didn't you come in that day?
nothing because something came up. And I understand things come
Yeah,
up,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
but also you can't, just because something comes up for you does not mean we have availability when you want it after that. Because we were already
Right.
accommodating you. This was an accommodated appointment already.
The first one that he canceled was accommodating.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
So it's just like it's interesting that people, because I'm trying not to give too many details.
Right, no, I
But
got
it's
you. I got you.
interesting that people will feel like, well, I need to be seen, and I have pain, and I'm like, well, we tried to get you in, but
Right, something came up and you canceled it.
But it's interesting, like people, like girl, I'm telling you, I have so many stories.
Okay.
But it's interesting because you have the dynamic of COVID where because I'm seeing like being locked up for dang near 2 years in your houses has made people not know how to communicate properly
Right.
with other people. They don't realize that you're actually talking to a living human being who has feelings, right?
Right. Exactly.
And yes, you don't want it to get to you, but when you are dealing with it day in and day out,
right, constantly,
and right now at work we've been very short staffed for the last 3 weeks, so that adds on to the stress. So you're having to cover for the coworker that's not there,
right,
which is more work on you, and then you have to deal with these rude people,
right,
and then you have to deal with the schedule being packed and all this stuff like that, and it's just it gets to be a lot. Like this week was just like I literally felt like I was crawling to get to Friday. Like it was just like
wow,
it's been super busy and super stressful and super hard, and people don't. And I'm like, we as a race of people, humans, are very
right.
selfish. We only think about what's affecting us. We don't
Right.
consider what's affecting other people. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that aren't like that, but a lot of us are only focused on, well, I need this and I need it now.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And then we have some that will lie to get in. Like they'll be like, oh, I'm having pain. And then when they have the consultation or they have the thing, oh, it wasn't hurting. But you told me when I called, you told me when you scheduled that you were having pain.
Oh, crap. That's
so it's just like, can y'all not lie though? Like, there are
no, they
people who
can't. Girl, no.
Literally, because it's oral surgery. So it's like there's people who are literally in actual pain.
Right.
And that could have gone to somebody who literally has an infection in it, who literally has pain, but you're over here making up that you're in pain.
Right.
And taking an appointment from somebody that actually really needs it. So it's just like interesting how you see the selfishness of people. And then also you having to remain professional.
Yes.
When people are just being rude. Like I had a situation where like if I wanted to, I legit feel like I could have called the cops on a person.
What?
He came in the office and he didn't have an appointment that day. His appointment was a week later. He demanded to see, and he got loud with me and demanded to be seen that day. And of course, he was
do we work at the same place?
Because Girl, I feel like we do.
We work at the same place.
And like demanded to be accommodated. And it's like, okay, sir, like I understand that you are trying to get in, but you don't. And that's the thing. People will just walk in. It's like, dude, it's COVID.
Right.
And I get that some people literally don't think it's real.
Right.
But I'm sorry, it actually is real. Like I personally have lost a friend to COVID. So it's like,
oh wow.
It definitely is real.
Yeah.
But to deal with people that you know that are hecka MAGA, let's be real, and don't think it's real, it's like, I don't want to be professional with you, but I'm going to be professional with you.
Right.
But If they only knew what we really feel. But it's work is just a lot. It's just a lot. COVID has made there's so many changes because of COVID.
Right.
So it's just made it just adds to the stress and the pressure of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So same like for my job, like I said, I think we were at the same place because there's a doctor who sometimes has people who come in and they have like an actual emergency. The specialty that I work for deals with bones and stuff like that. So people come in with fractures and things like that.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Those are obviously considered emergencies. There's some people who come in like for checkups, for nerves or whatever. But anyway, the point is this particular day, there really was an emergency. A patient came in. I think they thought they had like something like maybe a sprain and ended up being actually broken.
Oh, wow.
And they were just kind of like dealing with it, like, oh, I just took some pain pills, I'm okay. Like not really complaining. The patient themselves were very kind, very like, I'm just dealing with it. It's okay. I'll be fine. But it ends up being actually broken. So, but anyway, it became a whole emergency thing. Doctor had to do some things. So it ended up delaying him to seeing other patients. So we had to, do our usual, hey, so sorry, we had an emergency come up. We are running a little bit behind today just because of the emergency. We had things that had to be dealt with, blah, blah. So a lot of other patients, okay, yep, no problem, da-da-da. This last patient, they were like maybe the next to last patient. And they basically had already paid their copay, everything, and were just waiting to be seen. They were in a room and decided that they did not want to be seen anymore because he was taking so long with the emergency. So they're like, I don't want to be seen anymore. I want my copay back. And that is not possible because once we enter it into our system, we can void it, but we can't physically like make anything else happen quicker. It has to go through a process of being voided and going either back into their account or never coming off. Never coming up. I don't know that process because I'm not a part of the tech part of whatever that happens. The point is there is a wait time. We can void it, which I did. But I have to follow these other steps and then also ensure that, like if they would have gave cash, I would have been able to go back, give them their cash back. But they had a different form of payment, so I couldn't do that. So anyway, the point was, and also once something is in the safe, I have no power to take it out. That's how it is. So I even called my boss to make sure. And my boss was like, yeah, no, that like they have to wait. So anyway, the point was this person had an entire adult temper tantrum.
Oh no.
It was very rude. Several people had went and tried to talk to this patient and be like, hey, the emergency is over right now. The doctor can see you like right now. If you just go back in your room, no. I want my money back. Like full on yelling, whatever. This, and now the point is this at the end of the day. So it's now after 5. So everybody who's trying to help calm down, all of the stuff, come in, do all the, we're all now after the time that we should be clocked out. So it's like, okay, cool. The point was they were so rude. They were so rude to each person.
Oh, wow.
Even the doctor, even the nurse that works directly with the doctor, they were just so rude, so like disrespectful, just like over talking people. And it was like, and one of their comments was, I don't understand why I just can't be seen when I come for my appointment. You could have, but you chose to get up out of the room that you were in and leave. So it's like, I feel like people are just not, it's made people really entitled, like no matter of status, no matter of like who they are in their life individually, it doesn't matter. They are just very entitled. And it's like that commercial is my money and I want it now. It's like, it's my service or my equipment and I want to see you now. And but even over the phone, like people are ridiculous over the phone.
Girl.
People say over the phone, when people were saying like you know what they call you over the phone, but it still expects you to make a way for them to be seen, like, or if something happens with insurance, like I had one person attempt to give me their form of payment, and that got declined. So I said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I wasn't loud. I whispered. I was like, "Hey," I said, "It's not working. It's not going through." Well, you need to call my bank because
Oh, wow.
I have money. It's working. I said, oh, "Well, first of all, your bank. The keyword is your bank.
Yeah, I can't call your bank.
As the person who's sitting here, cannot call your bank at all. You're not going to tell me nothing. You can call your bank and find out why your payment did not go through.
Yeah.
But I cannot. Well, you need to make it work. I don't. And at this point, I have a line of people that I'm waiting to get them seen. And I'm dealing with this person standing in front of me talking about you need to make this happen.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not Jesus. I don't perform miracles.
He can make anything happen.
He can make anything happen, but I am not him. So I can't help you. He did all this. They did all this hoopla to just turn around and give me cash. If you had cash this entire time, why on Al Gore's internet did you decide to wait and be like, never mind, just take my cash?
Yeah.
People are weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, one of the things I realized is like you basically see the good, because there are some patients that are so amazing and so sweet. Like, so it's like I'm thankful for those people, because it's like, getting so much and being so busy, it's like to have the nice ones is like a breath of fresh air.
Right. Yeah.
Because then it's like, I understand like people's frustration, I get it, but there is always a way to communicate it without being rude about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm thankful for the nice ones that we get, because we do get some amazing people in there. But it's just like the entitlement and I'm telling you, like, not being able to communicate with your family and your friends for all this time has really made people not think about how they're coming off.
Yeah.
And how you're talking to a person who is human just like you.
Right.
And honestly, I can't work miracles. I can do my best. Like you said, I am Jesus. Like, I can see if we can try to accommodate you, but I cannot guarantee that, because these doctors are very good at what they do. Right. So they're highly respected. They're highly, sought after. And so because of that, it causes, on top of it being COVID, it causes the schedule to be busy.
Right. Exactly.
And then you need to be on time for your appointments.
Hello.
You need to, and then, it's very interesting. But I just don't like working. And I wish that I had like a rich something, like an uncle or aunt or something that was rich, so I could just like, get me money, please. Because
right.
Like, and this is the thing, I'm a person, it's not about laziness, because I work my butt off. I work very hard. I do my best. I try to like, be, kind and all that stuff to people and stuff like that. Like, I do work very hard, and I do, but do I want?
Do I want to work?
This is my question for my parent. Okay. How are y'all going to sit there and have a whole child to grow up just to work and pay bills? Like, who does that? Like, why? Now, mind you, yes, I've made some of my own decisions, but still, I have this student loan debt.
Oh, God. That's a whole other episode.
I'm not even using these degrees.
Oh, my God.
So I therefore have to work to eventually pay these debts off. But I'm like, I was fine wherever I was. If I was in heaven with God, I was fine where I was. I did not ask to be brought here to work. Again, I am bougie, and I just want to be like,
oh my God,
somebody else to hear. Because I mean, taking care of yourself, like, I'm tired of it.
Girl, I am tired. Okay, like, tired. Like, this is cooking for yourself.
Girl,
it's just like, why? Like sometimes I resort back to my college days and I'll be like, for breakfast I'm gonna have cereal, for lunch I'm gonna have cereal, and for dinner I'm gonna have cereal because I don't feel like cooking.
Girl, top ramen. I mean, you know.
I know this is about working, but still,
girl,
like it just all ties in. Like
it all ties in. It all ties in because it's like because that's the thing. You go to work because you have these bills to pay.
Right.
Which means, and then you're also like, you're having to feed yourself. And then you're having to cook for yourself because you're just like, okay, it's actually more expensive for me to eat out every day.
Right, exactly.
And then it is for
and
me
unhealthy
that I have at home. And I have to tell myself, Reatha, you have food at home.
Girl, I always tell myself that now. And then attempt to pass by a restaurant and be like, oh, but they having a lunch special though. Let me go get that lunch special. Let's get that cute. Like, I will find a good special somewhere on this earth. I will find a reason to buy food. The other day, I know people are, we ain't really with McDonald's like that, but I am. And I sure downloaded that McDonald's app and got me a free fry and a free drink.
I heard that.
And I brought a little cheeseburger for $2. And I was like, I was happy. I said, this was the amazing. Why did I not download this app before?
Girl, don't get me. I might have to download that app, Lord Jesus. Because I have a thing for McDonald's fries. But yeah, like this whole working situation where you're working 5 days a week is just like.
And the 5 days a week and having to get up.
Girl, I never want to wake up. I just want to sleep. Because I'm always tired. Though. Girl, I'm always tired. Like, I'm just like, when I have the moments where I'm not tired, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have energy. I'm not tired.
What should I do?
Because it's like, because it's like, and it's so crazy because I'm in a situation where like, I'm helping my mom out because my dad had back surgery. So on certain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I go from work to their house, or I'll go to work to the gym and then to their house. And so I don't get home until like 9. Oh, so I spend most of my day gone.
Right.
And so then it's like, and then I'm at work.
Get home, you need to go do it all over.
I need to just like get ready for bed and go to sleep. And then wake up the next day and do it all over again. And it's just like, if we could just eliminate the work part. Or if your girl could like find like work from home, like I'm literally trying to find like just to get out of debt. I'm that's the thing. I'm complaining about work, but I'm also trying to find a little side hustle where I can get out of debt. So it's just like, oh.
Right.
But yeah, it's like I don't want, even though I'm a hard worker and I'm good at what I do for the most part, I don't want to work.
I don't want to do
it.
I
wish there was a legit way to make money without doing much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
girl, we need to find these side hustle people.
Girl, if I could just sit here and type on my computer for 5 hours a day. Girl. If I could just sit here and look cute for 2 minutes a day. I don't know. Like, there's got to be another way.
It does. There has to be another way. I
don't know what that way is.
No, we don't. And I mean, we're gonna figure it out. But
yes,
right now we don't know. We're not aware of what that would be.
What that is yeah.
But while we are obviously very grateful to have jobs, because obviously we don't want to negate the fact that there are people who are genuinely looking for jobs right now.
Yeah.
We're not trying to sound ungrateful, which we are. We're not ungrateful. I mean, which we are. We are grateful, but this is also ghetto.
Yeah, it's like
this is also a ghetto activity that we did not
Again,
really sign up for.
I question my parents, and I've actually said this to them too. Like, why? Why did you guys have me to grow up and pay bills? Like,
why did they not emphasize? Like, you know how when you were younger, they would say, like, don't rush to grow up. They should have also sat us down and tell us what growing up entails.
Thank you. Like give me the why. Give me the why. Why don't I? Because they'll still say, well, we told you we didn't want you to rush. It's like, dude, time just happened. I didn't necessarily rush, but it's like, y'all didn't tell me all this crap. Like, instead of just saying, oh, don't rush to grow up. Tell me the why.
Tell me that.
I'm like, can I go back to kindergarten? Rent. Girl, and like, this is my thing. I work so I can live here, right? But can I get like 2 months off?
Right.
Pay for 10 months, give me like make it a deal.
And it's a deal. Like, can I buy 10 months, get 2 months free? Buy 5 months, get 5 months free. They don't give you nothing. They don't give you nothing. Oh, I will say before I know we harped a lot on the annoying and rude patients, the hard ones. I have had super sweet patients. Like I said, the lady who checked on me after the first lady yelled at me. One patient left me a note. I had went to the bathroom. Aww. They left me a note that said, "Thank you so much." And it was just like, oh my gosh, you like me. You really like me.
No, it's really nice because I remember there was this one patient, like one of my coworkers was checking her out, but she was kind of talking. We were both talking to her, and she goes, "Thank you guys for like all that you're doing because of COVID. You guys are really trying to make us feel safe, and I just feel really safe." And it's like, thank you,
like you recognize.
Thank you for that because you recognize like the work that it takes to make sure that everybody. Because that's the thing, like we want to make sure everybody's safe. I know it's annoying that you have to fill out all these forms, you got to do all this stuff. So it was nice to hear that. Or even there's this patient that I ended up checking her out for her appointment. And it was just like, she was really sweet, whatever. She sent us a card and included like, she's like, from the check-in to the doctor to the checkout, you guys were all so sweet. It's like, oh, thank you. Like for recognizing. So it's nice. Like, we do try to be very kind. We do try to be very kind to our patients because, coming in for oral surgery can be,
scary.
Can
cause
that sounds anxiety.
Scary. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so just having them like appreciate and like want to share that kindness is really like it sticks with us just as much as the ones that aren't so kind. The ones that are kind really like it sticks within our minds and like
exactly.
I'm like, oh, that's my friend.
Right. No, for real. Like we definitely one episode we gotta talk about coworkers. But anyways, girl. Since we both want to keep our jobs, we will not do that
part. So you try to be very careful. I hope I haven't shared too much. Jesus help us. Protect our jobs, Lord, because
we need our jobs. Even though we think it's ghetto and we don't want to do it, we do need our jobs because we need to keep.
That's how this country is set up. You gotta everything costs money, including water. So I mean,
including money, including water.
Girl, if they could charge us for the air we breathe, they would. Because capitalism.
Yo, I cannot. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Coffee Hills and Conversation podcast. We truly appreciate y'all listening and supporting us already.
Yes, thank y'all.
Yeah, so like we said in the last episode, please follow us on Instagram. Once our website is up, we will definitely give you our website. But for now, please follow us on Instagram. Our podcast Instagram is Coffee Hills Convo Pod. My personal Instagram is Deandra.Monique. Reatha?
Mine is Reatha Author. So that's ReathaAuthor.
And we will talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hey employers, ready to cover more and save more? When you bundle United Healthcare Medical with our life, disability, dental, and or vision, your medical plan costs may drop. Plus, you'll be offering more of the benefits employees want. For more details, visit uhc.com/bundled. Minimum participation requirements may apply for bundling programs. Benefits and programs may not be available in all states or for all group sizes. Components subject to change. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. Health plan coverage provided by or through Optimum Choice, Inc. or United Healthcare of the Mid-Atlantic, Inc.